Hi, I'm Kathy Drager. I live with my husband and we raised our three kids on this farm in rural Big Stone County. One of the first things we did when we bought the farm, bought it in 2007 from my husband's parents, is we put up a wind turbine. So I'm going to show you that. This is our Berge 10 kW wind turbine. We installed this in 2009. And it is a perfect farm scale for us. On our farm we graze cattle, so our major electrical, in addition to our house, of course, is well water and electric fences, which frame about, I don't know, 120 acres of our farm. But there, you can see, there's our Berge 10 kW. And it was screaming earlier today, so it's pretty mild. But look, you can also see the moon right there in the background. And so this is how we produce the electricity on our farm. This turbine actually powers our entire farm. And because of net metering, we sometimes get checks, slightly more than $100 a month, $30 a month. Sometimes we don't get any money at all. Some months we pay electricity, just depends on, how much water the cattle are drinking and other things. But that's our turbine. One of the things that makes me happy and I think is unique about how we got our wind turbine is that the way we got the cash for doing this is that we put this 30-acre easement and we restored a wetland that was in the middle of this 30-acre area. Can't really see it that well because it's snowy, but this brings a lot of beauty and habitat and wildlife to our farm. And though I will say that my husband is not crazy about giving up 30 acres, most years it was like, hey, look, there's our soybeans under 2 feet of water. And so it wasn't really such a joy when it was year after year. And it was actually going to cost us 5 figures to get it tiled appropriately, so it would be good for farm production. And I'm like, let's just put it in a permanent easement, reestablish the wetland that was there originally, and use the money to buy the turbine. And that is how we got the capital needed to get the turbine. So win-win in my opinion. Put a little land into habitat and then translate that into wind power. So one other thing I want to show you on our farm is how we went for 10 years without buying any propane. So right behind me, you can see I have a grove. It's pretty new. We planted it. It's my edible food forest. Well, you can see there's some pine trees. I've got some maple trees, but I also have hazelnuts, elderberries, mulberries, plums, chokeberries in there as well. But what was there before was about 100 standing dead trees, because that had been planted probably in the 1920s and they were just mature and dead. And so we were looking at this when we first took over the farm and like, what are we going to do with all that standing dead wood? And so let me show you. So here is another of the, I will call it renewable energy investments that we made, is that we bought a wood boiler. It sits outside our house. Oops, don't tell insurance agents. And we heat our house with this wood boiler. And so this is great fun for my husband and my sons every year to split wood and stack it. And this is basically how we've heated our house since 2008, I think. It works pretty well and really cuts down on the fossil fuels. And the wood that we used at the beginning was all standing dead wood. It took us a number of years to go through all that wood. That was just the standing dead wood on our farm. But then after that, we work with the tree service, and they just drop off semi-loads of the trees that they're cutting down from other people. And we are using that wood, which otherwise I don't actually even know where it would go. But we're taking tree service wood from the area tree service, and that is what is cut up and we burn in the wood stove. So I'm just going to put in a plug for also thinking about conservation as part of our on-farm energy use. We don't use air conditioner. I do try to hang my clothes on an outdoor rack, and I know not everybody has those options. And, you know, I will say, here's my one guilty pleasure and luxury. We went for 10 years without any propane. This is why we use some propane now. Is because I am sorry, but sometimes I am freezing right now, and it feels so good to sit in front of a little propane fire. And so I am not a purist, but I really try hard to lower my own personal footprint in terms of energy use, and I feel like we've kind of got away from that. And so I just would like to encourage everybody, like, I have a clothes rack, can't see it, I'm pointing towards it, in my house that I dry clothes on, I dry clothes on in the winter. I have a clothesline in my yard I dry on in the summer. Like I said, we don't use air conditioner. We don't have an air conditioner, actually. Upstairs, our house is heated with the radiators, which is perfect with the wood boiler. And in fact, in the wintertime, all of our hot water is also heated by our wood stove because the radiator water passes through the wood stove that's outside, and then it goes through the hot water heater and through our radiator. So all of our hot water in the winter, while we're heating with wood, is also through that. And there's only really been one night when it was 115 degree heat index that I was just like, I can't stay here. It's too hot. So anyway, I guess that is our on-farm conservation story. We heat with wood. I try to conserve electricity as much as we can. We power our farm with a 10 kW farm scale turbine, which I wish everybody had one because it is a really tried and true. We have a Bergie, and it is just tried and true technology. Works well, easy, no problems, really. Just a workhorse of a turbine. I think we did some good by translating some cropland into permanent easements, and then taking the funding we got for that to put it into the turbine, and then also looking at our farm as a place where we could harvest standing dead wood to burn, and then reforest it with edible food forest. So I love this adventure. It's been a great learning experience, and I love having a husband who is more or less willing to go along with all these ideas and help out, obviously, since he's my woodcutter. He says what we save in propane we're spending on chiropractors and chainsaws, which is probably true. So anyway, thank you. If you want to follow up with me, my name is Kathy. You can reach me at kdraeger, KDRAEGER @umn.edu. Thank you, and good luck, and enjoy the Women in Ag conference. Bye.